Good morning, Steve Comalander back with you. We out here back in the wintertime pattern catching white perch on Lake Monticello on a cold morning on Thursday in March. After it's been summertime, springtime combination, and now we back to cold wintertime fishing. Can you believe it? Okay, today. I mean, back to wintertime fishing. I just done a video. I just caught a nice catfish. And I'm starting over again because I'm back on a few perch out here in 60 foot of water. I come back out here after the crappies didn't bite and I wanted to try them out. So we out here in 60 foot of water perch fishing again on Lake Monticello. On a cold day, it was in the low 20s this morning. Water temperatures went from a 65 to about a 51 or 52. Somewhere along there, I can't see back there exactly what it is, but it's low. And we back out here perch fishing in deep water, right out from the trees off my old honey hole on the deep water point, underwater point. And we out here trying to catch a couple white perch, and I've caught a couple catfish and some white perch, and I had a couple big catfish on that pulled loose. And we're gonna pull this gup shrimp right here. We might catch a big catfish for it. So catching a few perch, there's some out here, along with these catfish out in this deep water. These blue cats is what they are. They out here off this deep channel feed. Blue catfish. So we're gonna pull this thing around. We're gonna kind of slow troll it in circles and see what we can do. You never know when you're going to get another bite out here on these perch or catfish at Lake Monticello. We went from crappie fishing back to perch fishing, believe it or not. Believe it or not, that's what we're doing. And I got on them pretty good just a few minutes ago, but it's kind of moving around on me. And so we're going to see if we can get them back. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. Yeah. Lake Monticello white perch. He's not real big, but hey, he ain't bad. He's an eater. Caught him on Mr. Crappie jig, a pink and chartreuse. And we got the gup shrimp on again out here. I got to get this catfish slime off my line. I caught a catfish a while ago, and I got catfish slime all on my line. And I don't like to have a line with catfish slime on it. We got a bunch of it on it. It ain't coming off. I'll get it off though. Alright. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. We back fishing for perch though, like I said, and hey, hopefully we'll get on some. Hopefully. Old Fishman back at it, back to doing what he loves to do, is catching white perch. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed catching them big old slab crappers. Hey, I caught a good many of them, but they're slow. I mean, you catch a few. I never did catch a limit. The whole time I've been fishing, I never caught a limit of crappie. But what I caught was big ones. Let me tell you, it was worthwhile to fish for them. And when they get warmer, a little bit warmer again, I'll be back in there, I promise you. My crappie rods are sitting in this boat on go. Just like my perch rods sitting in this boat on go. I'm not coming out here without them two, a mixture of them two. I got more sense than that. Because you never know in this lake what you might end up doing. From one type of fishing to another. And that's what we're doing. I'm going to try to call these babies in again. You know, I always like that with perch. Oh, Lord, I got to catch this one first, though. He's already in. He's already in. Oh, my. I tell you, it's good many catfish laying around out there today. That might be another one. Either that, that's a nice perch. One of the two. One of the two. That's a nice perch on Mr. Crappie. Look at that. Get old Mr. Crappie. Mr. Crappie at times is a good plug now. This is good as a gup shrimp at times, but I've seen times when they'd hit that gup shrimp before they would Mr. Crappie. and that's why I got the combination on there. Today I don't have a 3/4 ounce spoon on. I got a 1/2 ounce spoon at the bottom. And the reason for it is I just had it tied on this rod. My other rod that I like to use so much, I broke it off in a trash pile in this shallow, trying to see if I can catch some perch on it in the middle of a creek. And in a spot where you're not sure about, with this spoon and 2 jigs, you get around trash, you'll lose it. That's a lot to lose at one time, and a lot of time to do to get it back. So that's why I like this spot out here, because I know what's under there, and I hardly ever get hung up out here. It's just nothing but a mud point that comes off next to these trees out here. And I think these fish out here, they push the shad up out the deep water off the edge of them trees up on this point, is what I think they do. And they run out of them trees and feed, they sandwich them shad up on this point. Just a good feeding area is what I think. The one time I said it was a bedding area, and it might be, but it might be just both. And there's another one. There's another. Monticello white perch, and the old fisherman is having him a ball going back to catching a bunch of fish, which he loves to do. Let me tell you, I love to catch a lot of fish. I got to adapt when I'm not catching but a few crappies. And I got Looney trying to take him off my hook, and I got what? 3 on at one time. Look at that, people. 3 Monticello white perch at one time again. But they're not big, but hey, it's 3 fish at one time. This ain't bad. That's what I'm telling you. You got to love it. White perch is so much fun, so much action. And my little method is so good catching them. I'm telling you, it is so good. And I can't show you, but over and over and over again, how good it really is. And I'm going to take pride of this little method, because I've never seen nobody else fish like this. I've seen them fish similar. I've never seen anybody else fish that ties them on like I'm tying on. And I definitely never seen nobody fish like this with a gulp shrimp. So I'm going to take credit for the gulp shrimp. You guys out there say, oh, I'll fish like this. Well, I ain't never seen none. You might have. But I sure didn't learn from nobody else. I figured it out on my own. But I'm telling a lot of people, ain't I? So, hey, I've done my part passing things on. Old man passing tricks on is what I am. And I got a bunch of tricks that I ain't passed on yet. But we get in the situation, I'll pass them on too. Because, man, you don't live forever. I hate to go to the grave with all this knowledge about fishing and nobody knows. Hey, it might be knowledge that everybody knows, but to me, it's my knowledge. So it's different ways. Everybody's got different little things that they do, and hey, it's a lot of different things work. And you just got to figure it out. Or you got to learn from somebody else. There's a lot of things work. And a lot of things work at one lake, don't work at another lake. So don't think that what you see me do here, you might be in North Carolina, Arkansas, and you can try it and it might be the same, because it might not, but there again, it might work. So, hey, it's worthwhile trying. If I see a fella eating a hot dog and he looks like he's enjoying it, I'm going to try a hot dog. So, same way with fishing. If I see a fella producing, I'm sure going to try his way. If I don't catch a fish, I'm going to try. So, and there's another Monticello, I think, is a perch, unless my line's flipped up. No, it's fish. He ain't hardly pulling though. He's pulling funny. What's wrong with him? He's just tired. He can't pull. A little small white perch. Hey, we'll make a meal out of it. All right, going to drop it back down. Lake Monticello on a wonderful day. It's pretty sunshiny. And the wind's coming down. It's really turned out to be a nice day. When I went in this morning to get a little breakfast, them old boys I talked with at the breakfast table said, "You crazy. Going fishing? Do you realize it's 21 degrees? One of them said it was 20. I said, well, you know, hey, it ain't going to stay 20 all day. It takes time to get over there, and it takes time to get your stuff ready. And by the time all that gets going, and if I get out there like right now, I'm catching fish and I'm comfortable. It might not be but about 30 couple degrees, but I'm comfortable. That sunshine, let me tell you, if you don't have a lot of wind and clouds, it's not so bad at 30 degrees out with the sun shining. But now if you're out here and it's windy and it's no sun shining at 30 degrees, it's hard to handle. I'll tell you that right now. I had a crappie video a couple of days ago, and I guarantee you, y'all can see me freezing. I was freezing that day. I promise you, I didn't stay fishing about an hour that day. I couldn't stand it. So I made that little video, caught a couple of crappies, and I went home. Even the old toughest of the tough can't take some of that tough, let me tell you. So, but now, see, now I done got up here. Now, there you. I was fixing to say I got up here and they quit, and they wouldn't bite. So there you go. Never go. I got up here in 57 foot of water, and I'm thinking maybe they ain't this shallow. I started out there in the 60s. I just hadn't got the big magnum perch. I caught a few nice ones. They're a little bit small. And now I'm wondering, should I go up on top of that ridge and maybe them big ones laying up there among these little ones that out here feeding off the edge? I don't know. But it's something to think about. There comes that wind again. Woo! There comes that wind again. But I'm seeing fish down there 57 foot on the bottom. And some of them fish look pretty big. So I'm thinking it might be a drove of them blue catfish running through here with these perch. Who knows, we might stumble on something. You never know. Drop it back down and try it. All we can do. He hit it. I'll pull these jigs in a circle. Seems like them bigger fish hit it when I take them in a circle. Seems like the bigger fish are hitting it when I pull it in a circle. Yeah. Oh man, I missed it. That was a good bite too. You can tell the difference when it's a big fish. Them little ones just tap it when they take it. Them big ones go thump. When you feel a thump, it's either a largemouth bass or a big old catfish that day. You can tell it when he bites what size he is most of the time with this perch rod. They hit it. They hit it. But I missed them. I might be done messed my jig up. A lot of times them jigs get pulled down, they won't take it. They won't take neither one of them. I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. Had a couple bites, now it feels a little heavy. It don't feel right. After a while you get used to how it feels. And hey, oh Lord, I missed it. He hit it too. Hey, there you. I missed him again, my goodness. That's the only thing about this perch fishing, that big jigs, you miss a lot of fish. I mean, you got little ones out there tapping it, and you don't never know what size it's gonna be till you jerk. And so I'm doing a lot of jerking. Every time you see me jerk, I'm getting a bite, I promise you. There he goes. There he goes. Finally. Finally. He ain't no big one. He's a little one. But he finally took it. That's why I wasn't catching them. They're little. He's little. And they did have my jig messed up. I knew something wrong. I knew something wrong. Show him the world. When that tail of that Mr. Crappie gets caught in the hook, and it's not good. It's not good. You got to have that thing sitting on there straight. You people, if fish is going to try to do this, make sure that you get them jigs on there looking straight and pretty. Don't let it be on there all curled around, because that ain't good. Number one, it's going to twist up your line because it's going to do this. If it ain't straight, it won't glide. It'll twist in a circle. So when you go to let it down, and this is a tip, you go to let it down in the water, you see your jig doing this, it ain't on there right. So make sure it goes down and just glides. That's important, because if it don't, it's going to give you trouble. They're not going to bite it as good, and it's going to twist your line up. So it's really important to get them jigs on there straight and correct on that jig head. Sometimes it takes a little time to do that, to get it right. But it's really important, I'm telling you. That wind started to pick back up again. There he is. That's a catfish, I guarantee you on that. When he hit it, that's a catfish. Yeah, that is definitely a catfish. That, my friend, is a catfish. See that rod? See that rod? It ain't no whopper, but it's a catfish. I guarantee you that. He's thumping too, buddy. See that? What'd I tell you? Huh? What'd I tell you? A baby blue, weigh a pound and a half. Catfish. Look at that. A good sized catfish. I like catching catfish with a spoon down. I tell you that. And they get out there feeding. You can catch them, especially when you're pulling. They like a catfish likes it pulling. So if you slide that spoon and you dragging it and it's kind of doing a little wiggle across the bottom while you're pulling it, them catfish love that. I've been out here catching 50 pounds on these spoons in one day and hardly nothing but catfish. You get on the right school of catfish, you can wear them out with these spoons. Now they don't like it jerking up and down too much. They like a slow pull. They like a slow pull. What it looks like is old quivering shad just kind of wiggling across the bottom, and it gives it that look. And those jokers in this lake, the fish in this lake, the catfish in this lake will hit even casted. This is a real different type of style lake. These catfish in here is almost, you can catch them like fishing with bass plug. It's unbelievable. You worm fish in this lake, you get a lot of bites, you miss them catfish. Catfish is biting. And you can take this gulp shrimp and you can throw it, when they get to moving up on the edge of points and stuff, you can take any kind of jig. You can take a triple ripple crappie jig, which I do a lot in April, and just cast that sucker and reel it slow, and you can catch huge shell crackers. You can catch catfish, shell crackers, casting a jig. And I do it with the lead above it, just like I do for them crappies. I'll throw it on these points and stuff in 10 or 12 foot of water and let it go down and reel it slow, and you can catch them fish casting. Catfish and big shell crackers. Let me tell you, I can't wait. I hope I get on a shell cracker bed and show you people. Now, if I get on a shell cracker bed, I might not put it on right away. People will see that, they'll be all over my beds. But if I get on a shell cracker bed, I promise you, I will put a video on that will blow your mind the size shell crackers I'm catching. And I can catch them casting a jig or with night crawlers. I like night crawlers in this lake, so I can catch them either way. But I'm gonna catch a couple more and let you go because we're making too long of videos. My camera's probably gonna shut off in a few minutes because I done made 3 videos this morning. They hadn't been long, but I know I done went over an hour with videos already, and that thing won't take but about an hour. As soon as I cut it off, I'm gonna catch a bunch of nice fish. Show enough. Hey, I made my point. You can go from shallow water, springtime fishing back to wintertime as the weather does what it's supposed to do, which is get cold, and it's getting cold again. And so, hey, we back wintertime fishing. That's simple. From shallow water to deep water is what most of these videos are gonna be called. That's what we've done. We went from shallow water to deep water. Now, see, I done moved up here to 57 foot of water, and guess what? I ain't getting no bites. I need to go back out there to 65 foot of water. That's where the fish are. That's where the catfish are. That's where the perch are. They in 65 foot of water right off the end of this ridge, right before it gets in the trees. And where I'm gonna pull real fast to get back out there right quick and try to get back on them before I cut this video, because I know, and I'm gonna show you. Now I was working up talking, wasn't paying attention. Now I'm gonna pull right back out here where we were catching them, right quick, in a fast speed. The line's way off the bottom, so I won't get a bite. But I'm gonna get back out there, I'm gonna turn the boat along and get back into the wind, and I'm gonna see if the fish are still out here in that deep water. And I'll bet you they are. I just pulled off of them. I'm bad about it, I've done it before. When I get to talking, I pull in the boat and I'm not paying attention. But I guarantee you out here in 60 plus foot of water is where the fish are. What we're gonna do too, I'm gonna turn the boat now. I'm getting out here in 60s. and I don't see anything, so I'm not seeing fish. But when I turn that boat and put it down there, I'll start seeing fish probably. And I'm going to be on the boat again. Get the fish back out here. The wind's picking back up again. You can hear it. But I'm going to be on the boat here at 60 foot and try to draw them under me. Got to get excited that something's going on. And I'm going to be on this boat. Now, put it down. Focus on catching a fish right quick, and then I'm going to let you go. Alright, getting it down. We're on the bottom. Now, we're going to take this thing at a 45. I got the line at a 45. And the spoon is laying on the bottom at a 45. I'm not pulling it off the bottom. I'm sliding it along the bottom. That spoon is going to hold on the bottom, and I'm going to pull it in a circle. Right along here, we're going to pull it in a circle, and we're going to see if I left the fish or they just quit. You know, I pulled back up, and I think I left them. And sometimes you draw them with you, so it might take a little bit while for them to get back out here. But this is where I found them a while ago, out here deep. And we're going to change the direction of the way we're pulling it. We're going to go in a circle. And, a lot of times if you're fishing straight down, you take your rod one way and drag it and pull it up. Then you take it the other way and drag it and pull it up. So you're making them jigs whip and go in a different direction. Any direction change when you're fishing for crappie or white perch is important. That was a bite. I missed it. Doggone. Any direction change is important. If he's looking at it and don't want to bite it, you take that thing and you change direction, he'll a lot of times bite it like that right there. I missed it. See, I took that jig and I went one way and then I let it back down and I pulled it the other way. And he hit that direction change. What they doing? They don't want it, they looking at it. And when it changes direction, they think it's something crippled. I bet I ain't going, he ain't going to dart around till he starts changing direction. That's when he's crippled. Okay, there's a fish right there. A Monticello white perch, back out here at 60 foot of water. Is where he's at, and he's a good one. That's a size white perch right now. He weighs almost a pound, 3/4 to a pound. Hey, that's a good average size white perch. We'll take them like that. No quarter that size. I'm gonna drop it back down. Get it back down. Fish out here at 60 plus full of water, not 55 plus, 60 plus. Where they at? Where they at? From crappies to perch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What it is. Alright, we're on the bottom. We're going to pull it up first, straight up real slow. Nothing bites it. Then what I'll do is I'll drop it back down. I'll let a little line out. Okay? I'll let a little line out. 8 or 10 feet. Okay? Now, I'm pulling the trolling motor. I got it at a little bit more than a 45 circle. It's dragging along the bottom. And we are circling the boat. And by circling the boat, that means I'm not pulling it that fast. I'm kind of doing a circle. So it's a circle swing. I call it the circle swing. The boat's going in a circle and my jig is doing a swing. Kind of like getting on a rope tied to a tree and just whipping around a circle. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All we got to do is get him to bite. If he's there, he'll hit that circle swing. There he is. Oh, man, I missed it. He hit it. I'm telling you, they can't stand the circle swing. The Comalander circle swing. That's what I'm going to name this thing. Position this boat, we're doing the Comalander circle swing. I've never seen anybody else do this until I started, and you ain't gonna believe why I started doing this. This old trolling motor, the reverse, something's happened to the switch inside, the reverse don't work. So, hey, I said, well, darn, my reverse is going, I used to back up, try to hold it straight. So what I do? I said, well, I'm going to just do a swing. Since I can't go in reverse, then I'm going to swing the boat and get back around the way I need to be. I missed it. And then I got to figuring out, hey, I'm getting a lot of bites doing this swing. What in the world? Swinging a line and getting bites? And I started that and I ain't never stopped. I could care less about a reverse. The only time I like to have a reverse is when I'm on a crappie brush pile in the summertime or after the spring in a brush pile. And I'm trying to hold it right on a spot. It's kind of aggravating without having a reverse. I got to spin the handle all the way. You see me down there reaching down and spinning the handle. But that's the reason I'm doing that. But for perch fishing, I don't need a reverse. Perch fishing, you're better off circle swinging. And I've done found out this year in that crappie fishing, that circle swing is good too. If you're not on a brush, if you're just on an area, that circle swing is good. You're covering that area and you're giving your jig approach a different look, is what you're doing. You're giving that jig approach a different look, and it makes a difference on the way they approach it and bite it. I'm convinced of that. I don't know how many times this year with perch and crappies that I've been on this circle swing and I catch fish better. And times, but you got to be on fish. It don't work all the time. If you ain't on fish, it ain't gonna work. I promise you. There's one. Oh my goodness! I don't know what I got there. I don't know what I got there. I thought I had a tree. There must be something in the belly. I don't know. Unless another catfish. Could be another catfish. I tell you, these catfish out here. Could be another catfish. Could be. No, it's perch in the belly. Well up under the gills. But he's a nice one. Hey, he's a nice Monticello perch. Caught him with a spoon and just snagged him up in the gills. But that circle swing is the key, I think. Catching a lot more fish. There's not another boat out here. Even if it's done warmed up a little bit, nobody's coming fishing because they figure, hey, the weather's done changed, it's done got cold, they don't need to go fishing. Can't catch no fish, but see, they're wrong. Can't catch fish. You don't know unless you go. I promise you, you don't know unless you go. That's the difference between the hardcore and the light core type fishing. I'm hardcore. And that's all there is to it. Been hardcore all my life. I've always went when everybody says you crazy. I always have. Ain't nothing new. I ain't just changing. I used to be worse than I am now. I remember many times coming out here and catching fish on deep on the bottom, and the lines would all freeze in your rod, in your eyes of your rod, and the line won't even go through it. It's froze. So you got to dip your rod down in the water to thaw it out to be able to reel the fish in. And you know what? Them's the days, by gosh, that I've caught more fish and bigger fish on the days that's too miserable to fish. When it gets real pretty, the fish get harder to catch. Deep water fish anyhow, and wintertime patterns. They get, when it gets too pretty, they get where they leave the deep water and they suspend and they roaming. And they're hard to zero in on. The colder the weather and the colder it's been for a long period of time, the more they'll group up on the bottom and you can catch more of them. So the key is to go in bad weather, especially deep water fishing like this. The worse the better. They probably been out here good yesterday. I just didn't come out here. I wussied out and went home, is what I done. I wussied out. I let the almost 66-year-old man talk me into not coming out here. The 25-year-old man would have said, we going. But that's the difference in age now. You get a little bit wussier, I must say, the older you get. You ain't the man, when you up about your 30s, they ain't, man, you in your prime. And it starts tapering off from there. When you get 50, it really starts tapering off. When you get 60, it even tapers off more. Now I'm soon to be 66. But you know, for a 66-year-old man, I still got an awful lot of spunk now, don't I? But, hey, it's that internal drive that I was born with. I pitched baseball back in the day when we didn't have but one pitcher. You had to pitch all the games and extra innings and the next day too. And nowadays it ain't like that. But I used to get better as the game went on. because I didn't give up. And I played football. I run fullback. I believed in my mind, that mind control again. If you playing football, you're a football player, and you run into football, you got to believe that. Oh boy, that was cat. You got to believe you can run through a brick wall. If you got any doubt in your mind that you can't, you get hurt. But if you believe you fix to run into somebody, you believe you can run over him, guess what? You can run over him. It's just something about that mind control that makes that body produce better. It makes you go, and it makes you a better player and a better performer if you believe that you can do it. Mind control is the most important thing there is in life. All in believing. I keep saying it. I know you people. I got a fella said on my shows, called me Uncle Preacher. Well, I reckon I am an Uncle Preacher, because I do like to preach. I probably, and I apologize if I preach too much. I know I get out of hand, and I probably shouldn't do that. I get started and I can't quit. So I try not to preach. I'm going to try not to preach. I've been preaching, but I'm going to try to do better, I promise. I promise I'm going to try to do better with my preaching. But anyhow, hey, there's another catfish. One of them catfish out there. I'm telling you, catfish out there. I know that's catfish. It ain't a nice fish. He's probably about a 2-pound catfish. He's probably about a 2-pound catfish. I'm thinking. I don't know what he is. I can tell you this. He's a good nice one, whatever he is. He might be. I'll say it's been. Ain't nothing but a doggone perch. Hooked under the gill, in the side, had me fooled. And it's hard to fool the old fisherman, but he had me fooled. I'd have bet you that was a catfish. See where I got him hooked? I'll be doggone. I'll be doggone. He's a nice one. Ain't no baby. Semi-magnum. He's an eating size. Eating size. Come here, little bird. But anyhow, I'm going to let you go, because I know these videos get long. And I'm having all that trouble uploading videos, so I sure don't need to have them long. Be here all month trying to upload. But hey, we caught a couple, and that little medium-sized little perch ain't much to it. Hey, Steve Comalander, Lake Monticello, doing what he loves to do. And he done made a 32-minute video, which ain't no good. See ya.